second, Paul. All right. So, Paul, team is off to a very good start. You've gotten some
Hmm.
shutouts and some solid performances. What have been some of the key factors to the success this season?
Um, I'd say we've just been working hard on the field to make sure that we're doing everything we can to gel as a team. Um, we've been preparing well. We've been taking the necessary measures to make sure that we're remaining healthy and fit with everything going on during these times. So I think everyone's just doing well, doing their individual jobs to make sure that as a collective unit we're doing well.
How do you
Uh,
stay? Oh, go ahead, Paul.
no, that's it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you stay sharp during this process? One, you mentioned all the extra measures have to be put in, but also you're in a very competitive goalie unit with Gunther, and both you guys have seen significant time this year. How do you
Yeah.
mentally and physically keep yourself ready?
Just working hard every single day. Me, Gunther, and Cooper, we work hard in keeper sessions. We normally break off from outfield players and train for a little bit individually before we head over to the outfield players. And then I'd say, yeah, it's great. There's been a lot of competition this year, which is good because we've been able to push each other. And Gunther's there pushing me, Cooper's there pushing me, and I'm there pushing them too as well to make sure that we're all performing to the best that we possibly can. And that's always the best way is when you've got three good goalkeepers who are all competing for one spot.
We look at the offense, and you're leading the nation or in top two, three, or four in a lot of statistics, but defensively, it's been good. As a defender, it may sound like an odd question, but is
Hmm.
it hard playing in front of an offense like that it takes up so much attention and you're not allowing too many opportunities? I've heard from goalies in the past, I don't say bored is the right word, but you got to keep your mental focus strong during some down periods. Do you find that with this team?
No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's always nice when your attackers are doing their part to make sure they're taking the pressure off you. Sometimes it's always nice when you go into a game and early on we're 2-0, 3-0 up. But like you said, like it's always nice to have those people doing their jobs, and it makes our job even easier because although they're getting all the accolades for attacking and scoring a lot of goals and stuff, they play their part defensively too, and they do a really good job at it. So what they do helps us significantly. Yeah.
Now you face Georgia Southern again this tomorrow on Friday. Is it beneficial that you've already seen them? You kind of know their tendencies, or is it tough to beat a team consecutively over a short time period?
No, I'd say this is the first time in my college career that we've played the same team twice in the regular season, excluding the conference tournament. Um, so it's definitely a first time, but I'd say it's been nice because we know what they're about, but they also know what we're about. But we can go into the game preparing, doing everything we possibly can to make sure that we know what we need to do to beat them. And we're lucky we have Brett, Ricky, and Danny use all of the resources that we have to make sure that we're prepared going into this weekend's game.
You're a Liverpool native. Doing my research, how did you end up in the United States, and what appealed to you to initially come here, and then ultimately to come to Atlanta?
So I started playing goal when I was 16, and I was at a club called Oldham Athletic, which is a team based just outside of Manchester. Um, I was there for 2 years, and then I went to a team called the Nike Academy, which is a under 21 academy funded by the Nike clothing brand. And while I was there, I got in touch with Jamie Davis, who was at the time the assistant coach at Georgia State. He's an Englishman. He saw me playing in the UK, and he sold the idea of me coming out to the United States, being able to um, do my degree alongside playing at a decent standard. So at that time, it was the best option for me. I had a few other opportunities, but I think for me, it was the best move at that time. To be able to get an education and a good standard of soccer at the same time is something that you can't really get in the UK as well as you can out here. And then aside from that, I'd definitely just say a change of lifestyle. It was definitely a big change for me moving out here. And it was nice to experience some new things, experience a new culture, and I guess just grow up a lot, really being independent in a different country.
I also did my research, and you are an amateur kickboxer in your past, or do you still kickbox? And do you find any usefulness in that? And I say that seriously a little bit because you do get used to using your feet, and goalkeepers you have to dribble and distribute. Do you see the connection? Do you still kickbox? And do you see that connection to your current game?
I don't anymore now. When I started taking soccer a bit more seriously when I was 16, 17 years old, I had to drop it. Um, but yeah, so I don't play. I don't compete or train anymore, and I haven't done for many years. But I'd say it definitely helped. It was the first sport that I ever got introduced to. My parents introduced me to when I was 6 years old. And I think any sport is a great foundation for just growing up and getting used to playing soccer, or whether it's whatever sport you're playing. As long as you're competing in something, I think it's great. Obviously, kickboxing is great because it tests your body, your mental side of everything. Yeah, physically, like you said, hand-eye coordination, foot-eye coordination as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's too much of a connection, but playing a sport so early on definitely did help.
You have a tough time transitioning to a team sport from being an individual sport. I've heard even uh, team people who play on teams, they wish it was more individual in a way because it's all on you. But did you find the reverse tough that you're used to it being on you and now you have to be reliant on 10 other men out there to do their job along with you?
I wouldn't say it was too much of a change, to be honest. Like, funny enough, being a goalkeeper, although you're on a team, you're also kind of on your own team as well. So I wouldn't say it's as different as it would have been if I became an outfield player. I guess you also you're in your own little unit. Um, but yeah, obviously kickboxing, and I used to run track as well when I was younger. Those two sports are individual sports, and when I started playing soccer a bit more seriously, there was a bit of a change. But I enjoy working on a team. It's always nice to have a good team around you and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't say there was too much of a difference.
And lastly, we're big EPL fans here. Are you a Evertonian, Liverpool, or did you cross over to Manchester? What's your support team of choice?
I'm a lifelong Liverpool fan. I always
Liverpool.
have been.
Well,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
times for you so far. What's that been
Very good
like?
times.
What's the past 12 to 24 months been like from uh, finishing trying to get into the top four to now
Yeah,
European and English champions? What's that been like?
it's been unreal. As a Liverpool fan, I'm sure as everyone else has, Liverpool fans across the world, it would have been nice to have been able to celebrate the Premier League back home with my family and stuff. But obviously, that wasn't possible due to COVID or anything. Um, but yeah, these are great times. But as any football fan or any soccer fan would know, is you got to enjoy these moments when you're in it, because Liverpool have been a great club before, and then we've gone through periods of being not so great. And I've lived through a lot of those, and a lot of my friends have, and my family have, and stuff. So just got to appreciate the really good times.
Did you go back to Europe during the summer or the spring, or did you stay in the United States the whole time?
No, I worked at an internship in South Carolina,
Okay.
so I stayed this summer. Yeah.
Oh, was that easy? It's tough being away from your family and everything, but was that easier? Because I know some of your teammates, I've talked to other international players that they
Hmm.
had a tough time coming back to the United States and quarantining and everything like that. Do you think that's kind of helped you in a way, not having to deal with all that during your preseason?
Definitely. Yeah, I was able to stay out here and continue to train hard and make sure I was fit going into preseason. It was a lot more strict in the UK during the summer, so people weren't able to go out as much or go to the gyms as much and stuff. Whereas being in the United States, I was able to continue doing a lot of that work. And then also I was able to prepare soccer wise as well, because I have a lot of soccer friends out here in the US that I was able to train with and stuff over the summer. So I'd say staying in the US was definitely beneficial for me with regards to soccer.